Searching with Google. Google is probably the most popular search engine we use. I find when using Google that it helps to be as specific as possible in my original search. This is because Google is a database that has organized all of the information available through the internet. And in order to find sources that are relevant to my information need, specificity is key. In the case of my research question, why is social media critical to the success of social justice movements, I might use the search phrase social media, social justice in Google to see what information exists on the relationship between the two concepts. Now I'll review my search results. I also like to open my Google results in a new tab so that I can keep them open if I think they might be useful to me. The first result is called Social Media as Activism and Social Justice. As I skim this result, I see that it's providing many examples of social justice movements that have relied on social media, like Black Lives Matter, Arab Spring, marriage equality, Me Too, and more. Often the value of an early Google search is that it points you to additional ideas or subtopics to explore in your research that you maybe weren't aware of before. If I go back to my Google results, I'll click on this article from hbr.org. I don't know what that is, but when I click on the link to find out, I see it's a story from Harvard Business Review. Now I'll skim the first couple paragraphs. I see here the word research is in blue, which is my clue that this is a link to a new source. So I might want to explore that second source by clicking on the link. One advantage of open web sources is the inclusion of hyperlinks, which point you to additional related sources to your topic. As I skim this article, I realize that it's about social networking, but not about social media specifically, so it's maybe not as relevant to my research. So I could continue with my first Google search. I might check out this article from The New Yorker, for example. Or I could try a new search with one of the examples of social justice movements I got from my first source. So now I'll search Black Lives Matter social media. And I can see my first search result is from BBC News, a news organization in the UK. And the story talks about how Black Lives Matter has spread throughout the world from social media. So this might be a useful source for me. I also see this search result from Pew Research Center. Pew Research Center is an organization that conducts and compiles nonpartisan research on a variety of cultural phenomena. If I wanted to include statistics in my paper, a report from the Pew Research Center would be a valuable source for that. From these two brief Google searches, I now have two sources that I could potentially use in my research. My first Google search, social justice, social media, gave me a sense of what's out there and some ideas for what to search next. My next, more specific Google search, Black Lives Matter social media, provided two sources that I can potentially use in my research project after I investigate and read through them. Remember, when searching Google, specificity in your search terms and phrases is key. Open your search results in a new tab so that you can keep them open if you think that they have use to you. Skim your results first to look for hyperlinks and ideas, which can become additional sources to explore in your research.